To be ignorant of history is to remain always a child. Marcus Tullius Cicero.
Yo! What up? Welcome to another vlog coming at you. My name is MR.RYAN. For those of you that are new, welcome to my channel. We're gonna go on another adventure today, and I got my ice chest ready to go back there. So I'm gonna show you guys what I have packed for every time I go out adventuring. I always pack an ice chest with me, so I'm gonna show you guys really quick what I have in there. But in the meantime, we're gonna go out adventuring. It's gonna be about an hour outside of Phoenix, so I'm just getting things ready. I got my ice chest ready to go. I'm gonna go pick up my breakfast, and I'm gonna pick up some iced coffee, then I'm gonna head out of town. So let me show you guys really quick what's inside my ice chest and what I normally pack with me. Here is my ice chest when I go out traveling and exploring. I always take it everywhere with me because it gets freaking expensive, man, trying to buy everything on the road, or when you go to gas stations, or when you go out to eat, man. It gets expensive after a while. So after a while, I just said, you know what, man, I need an ice chest, and I got this for Christmas. So shout out to my sister. Only one thing I don't like about this ice chest, though, it doesn't have like a little plug on the side. So if it gets filled with water, I have to dump the water out from the top. But the other thing I do like about this here ice chest is it has this little accessory, and it has wheels in the front of it, so I don't have to drag it everywhere and haul it everywhere. I can just roll it everywhere. So that's what I like about it. But let me show you guys what I carry in my chest. Hey, okay, so I like to carry these around. They're like little applesauce, I suppose you want to call it that. Applesauce squeezable. It helps curb my hunger when I'm traveling and exploring on the road or off-roading, because I don't want to get too full, and if I get full of food, then it kills my hunger, and I don't even want to. It kills my adventure time, basically. So I like to pack a lot of these, and I go through a lot of these. And of course, I can't forget the water. And I use these with this right here, the Pedialyte. So then that way I can, instead of using Gatorade, I could buy Gatorade, but I prefer using the Pedialyte because I like the flavor of this one, and I can see the real potential this has, and this saved my life a lot of times, Pedialyte. So yeah, also can't forget the yerba mate. So yeah, man, they rarely sell these at any other store, so I have to always buy a lot here in the valley, then I take it with me wherever I go. So yeah, man, if you guys are ever out traveling or exploring, make sure you take an ice chest with you, you know. But if you have the money, you're welcome to go crazy and spend it on every stop you take. But for me, I like to be just a little frugal sometimes, and in the sense of traveling and exploring while having snacks on the road, I prefer carrying the ice chest with me. But yeah, man, that's all I want to show you. So let's get the day and adventure started. Let's go. So I'm gonna pick up some breakfast really quick, and I decided to get me a nice acai bowl, since I'm still a little full from last night. But a nice acai bowl sounds like it'll hit the spot right about now. Okay, so this is my acai bowl. It has blended acai, it has mango shavings, it has granola, has strawberries, has pineapples, has lemon zest, bananas, and mango. So yeah, this will really hit the spot. I love getting these. It's real pricey sometimes, but in this case, I don't mind it because I could use a little something to perk me up before I go on my adventure. So I'm gonna eat this really quick, and then I'm gonna stop by to get some iced coffee really quick in Chandler, then I'm gonna head out. So yeah, I just wanted to show everyone what an acai bowl looks like. Okay, so I got me my iced coffee. It's from Coffee Rush, man. Better coffee, and it's 32 ounce, and this is only like $3.99 or $2.99. I forgot. It's pretty cheap coffee, but the quality of the coffee is insanely good. So now that I got my iced coffee, I'm gonna head out to where I'm gonna be exploring today, It's about an hour, maybe like, yeah, about an hour outside of Phoenix. So that's where I'm going right now. And I picked me up a muffin too, blueberry muffin. They make these in-house, so these are like really special, and I'm not gonna eat it now, but later on this is gonna be my snack for later on. So yeah, decided to pick me up some iced coffee. Now we're about to head out. Let's go. Whoa.
Damn this wretched body, it's broken down and aching fears, and I can't seem for the life of me to hold back these tears. Now they're flowing like a river alongside the remnants of my soul. I'm strung out in the heartland alone, and damn this restless labor, it's a blessing and a curse. I work all day and turn all night just to hide you from my hurt. At the end of my road, I got nothing left to show. Oh no, I'm strung out in the heartland alone. Strung out in the heartland, losing my mind. Strung out in the heartland, biding my time. No one remembers your name. Why would they? When you're strung out in the heartland alone. Strung out in the heartland, losing my mind. Strung out in the heartland, biding my time. No one remembers your name. Why would they? When you're strung out in the heartland alone. And damn this long cold winter, it's finally beating me down. Though we were once familiar, I'm just a stranger to you now.
Where I'll be going today, Casa Grande Ruins National Monument. So yeah, man, I've seen this place on my Google Maps for quite some time, and I've been wanting to come out here for quite a while. So we're gonna go ahead and explore around, and after I'm done here, I think there's like a national museum up the road from here, so I'm gonna go ahead and check that place out too also. So let's go, everyone, let's go. Okay, here we are, Casa Grande National Monument, Prehistoric Ruins, National Park Service, U.S. Department of the Interior. I think I need to zoom out. There we go. But yeah, we're here, and we're gonna go check that out, see if we can get over there. But I think you have to go through the building here. So let's go check it out. So yeah, they got a little board here. It says, "Welcome to Casa Grande." Casa Grande Ruins, open every day, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. free every day. Bookstores open, park and movie theater open. Enjoy self-guided tour, and you have the option to do a QR code scan, and it shows you like the park movie, and pretty cool. And it says museum exhibits are open, so we're gonna check this out today. Let's go, everyone. Let's go. And this is like different archaeological sites across Arizona. So the one we're at right now is the Casa Grande National Ruins Monument. And there's a Tonto National Monument. There's a Montezuma Castle. I've been there, but I'm gonna go check out these other ones here in the near future. Walnut Canyon, Tizogi National Monument, Paroco Ruins, Occupy Sunset Crater, Keatsy, Canyon de Chelly, Pablo Grande, Beshpagro Archaeological Park, and Kishwa Ruins. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's a big old map too. And this is a good example of pit houses back in the day. And if you really look at it, it's almost similar to a Hogan. Not quite, but it's very similar, but not quite the same. And it gives you examples of what it looks like from the inside. Brush covering, the framework, arrow and weed bundles, the mesquite post pines, the pit, smooth mud plastering, the fire hearth, and the plaster and dirt. So very cool too. And this is the other end of it, the classic period structure. So this is what they used to have beforehand, and it's a flat roof. So it tells you the cedar, the wood beams, the branches, the saguaro ribs, the reeds, and it gives you like an in-depth detail of what it looked like from the inside through the outside. And a little cool picture. It says the Great House appeared in the late 1800s prior to any stable work. Sterile soil and original field for groundwork cells visible to the right corner of the photo. So yeah, it's really cool. And that's the roof. And the ramadas. So this is really interesting. Right here. The ramada or ravado was used throughout the Hokan culture sequence and is still used by the Odaham. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm trying hard. The ramada was outside shelter, function as a covering workspace, shade and prevailing breeze. It was made through these opening structures. Comfortable for food processing and preparing tools, making and socializing. So yeah, it's very similar to what we have too. See, there's the arrowweed covering, the mesquite branches, and the mesquite covering. So yeah, kind of like a porch basically. And that's what it looked like. And this is really cool too. And if you guys don't know, this is a museum, so we're going to be walking through the whole thing. The pottery and how they used to do everything back in the day. Oh, cotton. That's pretty cool. And it gives you like a little information about the classic period of the Ho'okum house. That sounds funny trying to pronounce it, but I'm trying my best, everyone. It says This diagram depicts the interior of a late classic period Hohokam habitation structure. The above ground structure had caliche mud walls, and you were viewing the living space of all these items displayed in this. All these items in this displayed are reproductions. So yeah, this is pretty much as close as they can figure of what it looked like. So yeah, it's really cool. But the thing that caught my eye was the cotton. More pottery. Take a look at this other pottery too. And it says traded items found at the Casa Grande ruins. So what you can see here is different potteries that were potentially traded through other tribes. So these weren't native to these Native Americans in the local area. And it tells you where all these different things were traded from. So the different things traded was obsidian, stone, salt, corn, desert foodstuff, groundstone, and copper. And it gives you like a map of where most of these places and items were traded from. So from almost northern Arizona, California, New Mexico, Mexico. So yeah, these things were traded everywhere, man. So they did have a trade network, and that's pretty cool. And it says the Hohokam exchange goods and ideas, made long distance expeditions to procure exotic raw materials and produce prestigious items such as carved shells for exchange. So it even tells you like different things that were traded from macaws, shells, workstones, pottery, cotton, textiles, and pottery designs. Pretty cool. And this says the National Park Service in Arizona. So it gives you like different areas where different parks throughout Arizona is. I haven't visited all of them yet, but I potentially might see all of them in future vlogs. So yeah, pretty cool map, and I'm gonna go check out all of these in future vlogs, so stay tuned. Who were these ancestral Sonoran desert people? No one alive now knows what the name the people who built the Casa Grande called themselves centuries ago. Archaeologists today use the term Hohokam to label this culture that flourished here 1,500 years ago to 1,550 years ago. At archaeological sites like Casa Grande ruins, you can see similar platform mounds, ball courts, irrigation network, and homes place called plazas. Inside walled compounds, these ancient sites also shared a distinctive red-on buff pottery and carved shell jewelry. 6 tribes in today's Southwest still have histories that link themselves to the people who once lived here. For these tribes, Casa Grande ruins is a sacred place. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I like the picture on top. So we're gonna go check that out. And let's see what this other plaque says. A legendary sacred place. It's pretty cool. The remnants of monumental buildings and large walled compounds you see here have been slowly going back to the desert for more than 560 years. The people who used to live here left suddenly. Many of their descendants still live in the Sonoran Desert today. Others moved to northern Arizona and western New Mexico. Our visitor center film, Casa Grande, House of Many Stories, explains the deep meaning of this place to the descendants of the ancestral Sonoran people. They regard this place as sacred. It's pretty cool. Let's see what this says too. Siwan Wa'aki is a place to pray or sing songs of Huhakam spirits. The non-Ho'odam call this sacred place Casa Grande Ruins. It is well known to all the people and mentioned in Ho'odam legend. Danny Lopez, To'ona Okam Elder. That's pretty cool. There's even a guy that put his signature here that drew out these pictures. See, from what you can tell from the sidewalk here, there are these little mounts here that were once grand buildings, man, and now they're slowly going back into the earth, as the sign was saying over there. It's pretty cool. This is why I like history, man, because there are so many mysteries we don't know, and there's so many things we could learn from the past, but the past is the past, and we wish we could know more, but I think some things are just not meant to be known, and I still think this is pretty amazing. And this is like another ruins. It's pretty cool. I like how it has the holes, and there's still a little bit of the remnant still here, and there's rocks in there. I don't know if people threw rocks in there, but it's sitting in there, man. And there's like another plaque right here. It says, disrespected, then protected. In 1700 and early 1800s, only a trickle of travelers came by the Casa Grande. First Spanish explorers and then Mexicans and American travelers wandered who built this ruins and why. Most people visited after 1879 when the railroad first reached the town of Casa Grande, 19 miles away. Travelers scratched their names into the walls. Some took away artifacts, even pieces of the wall, as souvenirs. Dang, that's really messed up. In 1889, Congress voted to protect Casa Grande ruins from any further vandalism and looting. They voted to pay for the clearing away debris and repairing the eroded foundations. The wooden beams and metal rods you see today were installed in 1891 to brace up some of the walls 3 years ago. 3 years later, the federal government made Casa Grande the nation's first archaeological preserve. Yep, so there's the guy who named Casa Grande. A Jewite missionary, explorer, and mapmaker, Eustebo Francisco Quino was the first European to see and document these ruins. In 1694, Father Quino called the building Casa Grande, Spanish for great home. It's pretty cool. From 320 years ago to 125 years ago. So yeah, man, that's what they were talking about, the steel beams and everything. So we're gonna go in for a little bit of a closer look. We're not gonna climb in there, but there's a sidewalk right there, so we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get at least as close as we can to it. And here's another plaque just feet from the monument over there. Irrigation communities. And And it says the walled compounds where you are standing was just one community of network of communities that were built along a canal system. An eagle flying high over this Gila River Valley 1,000 years ago would have seen dozens of villages with wide irrigation fields. Extended families usually shared rooms and open areas within the compound like the one you are in now. Several compounds grouped together made up a village. Villages along a network of canals worked together to keep the irrigation water flowing into the fields. And it says the largest village were often found at the beginning or the end of the canal. All these sites you will find ball courts and platform mounts and sometimes structures like Casa Grande. I'm all tongue-tied today. And sometimes structures like the Casa Grande. Large sites like Casa Grande ruins were gathering places where people could celebrate ceremonies and harvests. So yeah, see, there's a Gila River, and there's little tiny squares right there where little settlements along the Gila River. If you guys remember from my last vlog, it was the same with the Montezuma Castle, because people always settled near where rivers were always flowing, because rivers and networks of rivers were always the heartline of the community. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So yep, it says irrigation communities. Do not enter. Please keep off the walls. So yeah, man, this is pretty amazing, and this thing has been here for quite a long time, and it's still up there. And those are the steel beams and the wood they were talking about, so it's still holding strong. And who knows, maybe in a few decades or maybe a year or two, they're gonna get some more steel beams and hold that thing in place. So yeah, pretty cool. It's amazing, man, real amazing. And let's take a look at this plaque again, right in the back of the ruins here, because this is the back end, and I didn't know you could come back here. But yeah, this is the back end, and there's a lot of holes on top of the building. As you can see, there's a hole right there, there's a hole right there, and there's a hole right there. So there's a plaque right here that says why build a Casa Grande, and it says archaeologists don't know for sure. Its original purpose remains a puzzle. Here there are still more questions than answers.
Was it an ancient astronomical observatory, perhaps? Why do the walls line up north, south, east, west? Unknown. We can still observe the sun and the moon line up with certain holes in the wall before you year in and year out. So they're talking about those holes right there. There's a hole right there, and right there. That's the holes they're talking about. So once again, it says we can still observe the sun and moon line up with certain holes in the walls before you year in and year out. Were sacred ceremonies held here? Did the leaders who oversaw all the important irrigation canals work inside these rooms? Did an influential family or clan call the Casa Grande their home? The answers remain unknown. The Casa Grande likely served many purposes, many functions. And the question is, why do you think the ancestral Sonoran desert people built this impressive multi-story building? Let us know in the chats if you guys think you know the answer. And this is what they're talking about. This is like the big compound, so this is like the whole thing. And right now, as we're standing right here. So basically, we're standing in the back end of the building. Really big. And it tells you like different ports, like right here. The summer solstice, sun lights up through these small holes in the sunset on the year of the longest day. And right here, a very rare lunar event. The sun stands still in the sky twice a year at the solstice. The moon stands still in the sky only once every 18.6 years. This hole marks that lunar event. And this right here says, spring and fall equinoxes. The rising sun lines up with twin openings in the top floor of the Casa Grande each March and September. So yeah, it's really cool. See, there's little tiny holes in the building, and people don't know why. Why? That's the question. Why? And it'd be funny if there was no particular question for it. They just did it because they wanted to, and they just wanted somewhere to live, you know? Be funny if that was a question, even though people really think too much into things like that. But I'd like to know too, but sometimes complicated things might just have a simple answer. Let's move on. And here we are. As you can see, there's mounds right there, and there are a few mounds on that side, and I think there's one way over there. But what it says right here on this plaque is ball games, platform mounts, and great houses. Does the hollow oval mount you see before you remind you of a sports stadium? Just like today's arenas, this ball court was placed where crowds of people regularly gathered more than 1,000 years ago. Every society needs public places to gather. Here in the ball court, platform mounts, and the Casa Grande all served as a community center for the ancestral Sonoran desert people. But at different times, archaeologists see that clues that once platform mounts you see right were built. People suddenly abandoned this ball court. Then when Casa Grande was built around 100 to 150 years before the platform mounts, it became the center of the community. So yeah, pretty interesting. And this is the old ball game. Players used stone balls larger than today's professional baseballs. Archaeologists have identified about 2,200 ball courts like this in Arizona. A fine cliche plaster made of central plain feels hard and smooth. Dang, imagine getting hit by one of those. Abandoned about 950 years ago. So yeah, so basically this used to be a dirt mount and a stadium. So this is like a picture depiction of what it used to look like back in the day. And the dirt mounts right there. So yeah, pretty cool. So we're gonna look around a little bit more. Okay, I am done exploring Casa Grande Ruins Monument National Park. My apologies about the loud noise in the background. It was like a whole family, and I was
I looked around for like a few seconds and I was like, okay, cool, no one's around, so I can vlog perfectly with no one, no sound, no nothing. And out of nowhere, this loud family comes out of nowhere and they start talking, and I'm trying to do my vlog, but they're respectful not to walk into the vlog, but they're still loud though. But anywho, before I left, there was this piece of paper I see, and I'm like, man, what is that? And it's on your way out, coming out of the ruins. There's like a little station area. You can take one of these, and you can even put like your own stamp on there, and it tells you when you were here. So I'm like, this is pretty cool. So I stamped the ruin thing on there, and I put the stamp on there when I was here. So I think my next project is I'm gonna start a scrapbook, and I'm gonna collect things like this that remind me of where I've been through and all the travel explorations I've been through. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do, and this is like really cool. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I guess I'm done here for now. So we're gonna go ahead and check out the museum, and I think it was Casa Grande down the road, but yep, there's a museum up the road, and we're gonna go ahead and check it out. Okay, we are here in historic Florence. It is about 12 minutes down the road from the Casa Grande ruins. We're gonna check out this museum. Open Wednesday, Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Welcome. Museum Gift Shop, Bien de Vos. Museum Tienda de Regalos. And it's $7. It's not free, so we're gonna go ahead and check this place out, man. We're gonna check this place out, and let's read this plaque really quick before we get in. I was like, you know me, everyone, I like to read plaques, so we're gonna check this out really quick. It says Tom and Mix and Tony Jr. This original Tony Jr. was used for a memorial to Tom Mix, which was dedicated on December 5th, 1947, south of Florence. The silhouette was designed by Fernando Aurelio. This Tony Jr. was stolen and missing for 2 years. The rededication of this monument was held February 19, 1994 by Pinal County Historical Society on its museum grounds in Florence, Arizona. Yee! So let's go in. Oh, this is a cool plaque too. Pinal County Historical Society Museum, erected 1960 to 1970, engineered by Gordon L. Clemens, contractor Robert L. Kleem. Pretty cool too. Old school too. Look at that. When they used to carry ice back in the day. So yeah, this museum is pretty cool. I got like a little miniature history about the Coolidge Dam. Really cool. And of course, the museum also talks about the Casa Grande Ruins National Monument, which is really cool. And there's a little archaeological excavation that was happening between here and Casa Grande. And of course, excuse me. And of course, as you can see, the Gila River canals, and that was the canals we were looking at and witnessed through the video and through all the different sites that were witnessed. And while they were excavating, they found all these different artifacts across the way.
Come on, Mr. Ducker, we're going to the other side.
We knew you guys were traitors.
And so many different artifacts were found while they were excavating everything. So yeah, it's really cool. And of course, here are some old things that were found back in the day at a trading post. So yeah, this is actually found at the Olberg Trading Post. I don't know where that's at, but oh, here we go. It says this display case came from the Olberg Trading Post. Olberg was originally the engineers' headquarters when the dam and bridge were constructed over the Gila River in 1926. After completion in 1937, the building was moved to its later location. Ernest Ellis purchased the trading post in 1937. He married Isabel Izzy Martin in September 20, 1941. Until that time, Ernest's sister ran the trading post and grocery business. Adjoining store was a welding and repair shop. So yeah, pretty cool. And some very old stuff. I don't know if your grandparents or your parents' parents remember any of this stuff, but I just like looking at old stuff. He's like, can I get a beer here, barkeep? I'm just kidding. But yeah, really cool. And it says Pueblo Indian Pottery of New Mexico. So yeah, they got so many different potteries here and so many different artwork of different Native Americans across the way, say San Juan, Santa Clara, San Juan again, Santo Domingo, Cochili, Pruchuis, Tescu, Estla, San de la Fuenzo, again San de la Fuenzo, Santo Domingo. Yeah, but yeah, you get the picture. Oh, cool. I like that. The little owl, Zuni owl, I think, or maybe a bird. I don't know what kind of bird, but yeah. And of course, more of the Native Americans across the way. To'onahohum, again, the Hopi, again the Hopi, Kachinadal, and it tells of the different clay houses and the different Native Americans across the way, from Taos Pueblo, San de la Fuenzo Pueblo, Acoma Pueblo, San Juan Pueblo. Yeah, it's pretty cool out here. Too cool, man, too cool. And the Pish Posh Maricopa, the Apache. So yeah, it's really cool. But you know what I still can't get over? That they had cotton here in the area. And this is raw copper too. Father of Arizona, Charles D. Poston. He said, he wasn't my dad. Hey. The White families. Yeah. This guy looks really mean. Frederick Emerson White, founder of Arizona Cactus Company. I want to get one of those as a pet. A Gila monster. Yeah. I don't know if it's true, but I heard they spit acid, or their slime's like really, their spit's like really poisonous or deadly or something. I don't know if that's true. Let me know in the comment if that's true or not. But yeah, the museum curator lady was telling me that this is all made out of cactus, I think, or some sort of wood. I'm not really sure. Oh, here we go. M.M. Heaven's collection, this grouping of saguaro cactus furniture. Okay, cool. So this is made out of cacti. Pretty cool. Is it pip pip cheerio? Anyone want a spot of tea? Yes, governor. Yes, governor. Oh, this is pretty cool. An old school stagecoach. And wow, there are over 100 properties that are registered with the Historical Society in Florence. That is so cool, man. So basically, historical sites cannot be demolished over a period of time. I think it was like 50 years or 100 years, but yeah, it's really cool, man. Historical properties. That's pretty cool. The bell.
Doing okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh my gosh. If you guys didn't like the dentist then, or if you guys didn't like the dentist now, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't like the dentist then. I've seen pictures and I've seen videos on how they used to do this. If I remember correctly, they used to give you like a pill and you had to ingest it. And they didn't have electric power or anything back then, so they had to use that pedal to generate the mechanism inside the drill, so then you're able to do your procedure. So yeah, back then it was really painful to go to the dentist, but you know, people had to go. Oh, this is what I was talking about. See all the medicines they used to use back then, and an old school tablet where people were able to write out prescriptions. Yep, there we go. Prescription forms for medicine. And if you guys don't know your history too well, that saw there is used for amputation. So during the Civil War, that saw was used a lot to amputate people that were having infection from gangrene, and if their limbs weren't salvageable, if their limbs weren't able to be saved, then they used that saw to cut off people's limbs. But yeah, it's really cool how all this stuff was preserved perfectly. See, it tells you what's inside the bag and what it contains, and iodine coagulate. I can't pronounce it, but yeah, it's really cool. Bunch of paperwork. The Gladison purchase area, approximately 30,000 square miles. Tucson, Los Angeles, San Diego. So I'm guessing that's it right there. And I don't know what that is. Mexican Cession area, 1884, approximately 500,000 square miles. Oh, but that's cool though, how they used to get phone calls out. And an old school typewriter too. Oh, I missed this right here. But yes, they used to sell all this stuff in pharmacies. When I cleaned out my Nolly lady's house, we seen a lot of this stuff. And Nolly lady, if you guys don't know, is my dad's mom. So yeah, it's really cool how this stuff is still preserved, and the bottles just look like they look dated, but they're still new. So yeah, really cool. If I was in this picture, that'd probably be me hanging out by the bar. Just kidding. But yeah, really cool, man. It's really cool. Whoa. These are really old school guns too. Because if you look very closely, they're still made out of nice wood. made out of really old steel. So this is a really nice gun. And it's a double barrel too. So yeah, it's a really nice gun, and some of these guns have engraving on there too. And this caught my eye too. The Centennial Celebration City of Florence. So this was a gift. This wasn't really a gun, but it was more of a figure, you know? A figure of peace, a figure of celebration, and it's really cool. And here are the gun names too. Gibraltar 16 gauge single barrel shotgun circa 1916. W. Richards double barrel shotgun. 16 gauge double barrel shotgun. T. Parker 12 gauge shotgun, and Florence Continental 1966 rifle. So yeah, it's really cool how these guns are really old. Still made out of the old school wood and steel. But man, that's really nice. And you can't pick it up because it's chained up, so don't even try, partner. And this wall right here is a wall of influential families that help establish Coolidge. Really cool. And from what I'm guessing, these checks right here are checks that help get the town up and running, I suppose. But it's really cool how people had really elegant handwriting back then. So yeah, it's really cool. And there's some more guns over here. Really old guns too. And they got some ammo right there too. They got the bullet, they got the gunpowder, they got everything. And like the other guns I've seen, they're made out of steel and wood. Very good classics. And most of these are single barrel guns, except for that one. That one's a double barrel. And if you guys are wondering what that is, basically you keep your gunpowder in there and you put it in your gun, and there's like another tip where you pat down the gunpowder and then you fire your gun and you reload basically. So I'm guessing most of these guns were used back in the old Civil War days, and when people still use these guns back on the battlefield. So yeah, it's really cool. And of course, a nice gunslinger rifle, pretty cool. So let's carry on.
The girls, they lived together, and they worked for a doctor in Phoenix in the 1930s. And then she left. Her husband was in Mexico sick, and she started running around with this guy who was married, named Halloran, and all of a sudden they got in a fight. They think they got in a fight because somebody brought into their party, they were having parties all the time, and they had syphilis.
Mm-hmm.
So they had no fight about that. How could you bring somebody in the party that has syphilis? And they had a fight, and she was the last one standing. The other two were killed. So her boyfriend, supposedly Halloran, they called him Happy Jack Halloran. He was well known as Happy Jack Halloran in Phoenix. He supposedly helped her cut up the bodies, put them in two trunks, and ship them by train to LA.
Mm-hmm.
And by LA, the blood was coming out. They tracked her down, and so she was supposed to be executed. And at the last minute, all the good guys
Yeah.
Phoenix, you know, they all knew each other.
Yeah.
They said, let's get her out. So they put her in a mental institution. She escaped 6 times, one of which I remember. I was in high school. 6 times she was tying sheets together
Mm-hmm.
and climbing out the window. Or then they found out she got a key from a nurse.
Okay.
But anyway, finally, eventually, when she was probably in the 50s, 60s, they let her out. But at one time, she got all the way to California and had a job there for a while. And the people paid her, but they knew they did not pay her because they knew who she was. So she went and sued him afterwards. So anyway, the funny thing about it is my best friend's great uncle was Happy Jack.
Oh, wow.
And
No way.
yeah, and so one day when I was about 15, she said, we're going to go to a party. We lived in Tucson. We're going to go to a party in Phoenix. Would you like to go along? I get to the party and find out that it's Happy Jack's house. And so my girlfriend and I knew the stories. We were giggling, you know, but all the adults said no. It was perfect. And he was still a handsome guy. He must have been almost 60 by that time.
Yeah.
But he was still handsome. He was showing his slides from Hawaii.
Okay, yeah.
And I asked my girlfriend, I said, which one of these women here is his wife? And she pointed him out to me, and she was a tweak, an old lady tweak. So you do darn well. He was playing around with the trunk mirrors.
And that's her right there, right?
Yep, she was really pretty when she was young.
And I read that the sock monkey she made while she was incarcerated, is that correct?
That's right.
1 of 5?
I don't know, but she did. And she also made these ones down here. Those are,
Oh, those right there?
yeah, that was for pins and needles. And the other one you could put a planter in.
Oh, wow. And that dog too?
No, she claims that she made the dog.
Okay, I see.
And we sell the book. Now, the book, the gal that wrote the books claimed that she interviewed her just before she died. And she was convinced, the writer, that she just passed out and that Happy Jack did the book thing.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I wasn't there.
All right, thank you. And here is my next stop. The McFarland State Historical Park, Florence Visitor Center. So yeah, it's really cool. There's like a $5 fee, but they're gonna charge me on my way back. So this is really cool so far. Who were the prisoners of war? And they have like a little PowerPoint of the people that were enlisted into the military. So yeah, it's really cool. And they tell about different people that were prisoner of war in Florence. So this guy's one of them. Direct Carl. And it tells his whole story. And he goes through the whole area of what the whole POW camp looked like and what have you. They even tell you like the little ticket you had to have for your food, I'm guessing, like canteens and what have you. So yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's not cool this happened, but it's cool this kind of history took place in that area. And it tells like different army personnel that were enlisted into the military within the area of Florence. So yeah, it's really cool. And it tells you who the prisoners of war, and it tells you they were Italian, they were Germans, and they were prisoners of World War II. So, and I guess this was their basic personnel file of the people that were prisoner of war. Basically, it looks like a it looks like a criminal card, or what do they call them? A record. So yeah, it's really cool. And look at this old school chest. It says U.S. government property. So this place used to be a war camp from 1942 to 1946. And the floor is like really old and creaky. And of course, I like looking at old school medical devices. And like I said at the other museum, this is a prosthetic leg they used to use back in the day. Or no. It was for people that couldn't walk properly, if I remember correctly. Reminds me of the movie's Forrest Gump, when he had to use the leg brace to walk properly.
So we made a movie in here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, in 2020.
What movie was it?
We used the courtroom here for our trial scene, and it was the woman who robbed the stagecoach.
Oh, okay.
So it was the story of Pearl Hart, who actually robbed the stagecoach with her partner in crime. His name was Joe Boot, and that happened in 1899. And she would have really been on trial in the second courthouse, but for the movie we used this courtroom.
Okay. So was this an actual courtroom?
It was a courtroom, yeah.
Okay.
So, well, that guy's gonna come in here, he wants to come in.
And this here building is dedicated to Ernest McFarlane, and that's the guy right there. And the reason why it's dedicated to him is because he purchased the building, Ernest W. McFarlane of Arizona. But yeah, it's really cool how this whole building is dedicated to him because he purchased the building. And you know what's kind of crazy too? Look at his resume. United States Navy, Arizona Assistant State Attorney, Pinal County Attorney, Council, San Carlos Irrigation, Pinal County Superior Court Judge, United States Senate, U.S. Senate Majority Leader, founder of Arizona Television Company, Governor of Arizona, private law practice, Arizona Supreme Court Justice, Chief Justice, Supreme Court Chairman of the Board of TV Company. But man, this guy lived a good life, man. So yeah, that's him right there. And he purchased this whole building so he could turn it into a historical site. And as the lady was telling me, this whole place used to be a courtroom and they shot a movie in here. So yeah, it's really cool. So we're gonna make our way going back that way. So if you guys are ever in Florence, come check this place out. It's a McFarlane State Historical Park, so it's really cool. And yeah, man, if you're ever in the area, come check it out. It's like an old colonial house, so come by and check it out. There's a giant sign that says it right in the front, Florence Visitor Center. So yeah, time to head out. While I was coming toward the museum here, I noticed this place eerily reminds me of Winslow because of the old stores, the old shops. And look, they even have an old school True Value. Too cool, man, too cool. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that really quick before heading out because I don't know when the next time I'll be in Florence is. But yeah, man, this is a really cool place and I would highly recommend that everyone check this place out whenever you have time or whatever. You know, it's really cool. I'm like standing in the middle of the street, but I thought I wanted to get this mural really quick before heading out because I nearly passed it and I walked all the way over here just to get this mural. So it's pretty cool. And there's like a little plaque over there on the side. And it says, titles made by Florence High School art students led by Estelle Fontuhay. So basically those are all the people that were involved with this painting, and they have miniature paintings too on the side. Too cool, too cool, too cool. So yeah, man, this is like a cool, really cool painting right here of the Florence historical downtown. So yeah, man, that's all I wanted to get, and time to head out. Yo! What is up, everyone? Today was an awesome day. Today was an awesome day to shoot a vlog. Today was awesome going out exploring all these different places, both in Florence and Casa Grande. So yeah, man, as you can see, I'm just here hanging out in the middle of nowhere with not a soul in sight but my own, and with the sun beating down on my head. But thank you everyone for joining me today on my little adventure. More adventures to come. But yes, thank you everyone. And I'm gonna close out this vlog. So don't forget to click the like button, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not already. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna get lost more in the desert. So until next time, I'm out.
How can I dream if I never wake? I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. Don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again. I don't wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. I don't want to live my life again.